glasses can make look you can get that.
Got a dog on it. Well,
Okay, I'm going to call our VPRA board meetings back into open session after our lunch break. And we are ready for agenda item number 13. So I'm going to turn it over to Selma to talk to us about our board management reserve and FY26 budget amendment. You clicker?
Wait for
Oh, thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Salman Ivanovich. I'm the FP&A Senior Manager, and I'm going to walk you through our fiscal year budget amendment and board management reserve. As Jeff noted during the project updates, we are seeking approval to amend the fiscal year 26 budget due to two projects that are under construction contracts. Alexander Fourth Track project, the budget increased by $27.9 million from the fiscal year 26 approved budget, and the Canadian Commonwealth Bridges project increased by $13.6 million from the fiscal year 26 approved budget, for a total I-95 corridor increase of $41.5 million. So these two projects are the primary drivers of the decrease in the management reserve. During the last board meeting, I presented for approval the $71 million board management reserve as of 1/2/26. And those two changes in the uses impacting the management reserve, it brings it down to $29 million. And you'll notice there's no changes in the uses for this first quarter of fiscal year 26. We are currently doing an update to our fiscal year 25 actuals to the sources and the uses using the final audited numbers. So any changes that result from that analysis will be captured in the 2Q26 management reserve that will present to both you and approval. So just as a summary, many of you have seen this slide before. The graph to the right shows the trend of the management reserve. Back from when we started this whole initiative of having a reserve, it was at $15 million. So we're still well above our initial implementation of the management reserve at $29 million. And it's a little bit lower than we all have seen, especially throughout fiscal year 25 and the pie chart to the left kind of shows that we have 77% of our program under. So that's the biggest driver. And it's important that, these prices are set. So it gives long-term stability of our program cost. That's all I had. If anyone has any questions, happy to answer. We have two action items.
We do. Thank you. Thank you, Selma. If there are no additional questions, I would request a motion to approve the management reserve balance and the second FY26 budget amendment.
So move.
Thank you, Mr. Payne. Who was seconded? Oh, thank you, Ms. Spears. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. We will move right along to item number 14, Long Bridge Construction Phase Project Addendum. Shirley.
So now we're here to talk about for an agreement that we were working with for CSX for some time. I think you've done these before for other projects, but basically this allows us to on CSX property and with CSX adhering to certain terms and conditions of the construction. So it says legal instruments for which the physics portions of long bridge will be delivered. It includes the project scope, funding requirements, roles of the parties, payment terms, project record agreements, and requirements to resolve non-conforming work. Our primary roles are basically to do anything that CSX doesn't do. Do the right-of-way acquisition either or directly or via Amtrak doing the private acquisitions in DC. Utility coordination and then coordination with FRA and any environmental different issues that we play. CSX's primary role, we do construct signals and active track tie-ins. They will provide planning resources and they will procure various track materials. Now, we are still negotiating this agreement. There are a few terms that, yesterday we still trying to work out. And we don't have a final estimate for their portions of the work. It will be forthcoming within the next few weeks. So Michael, will jump in and talk about what we're asking for.
Sure. Yeah, so we're asking for approval to enter an agreement with CSX for Long Bridge-based construction. We have a lot of different agreements. Long Bridge already in construction, but construction contractors. You see here, CSX is actually performing the scope of construction. Under the collective bargaining agreements that govern CSX. So we're at the point, just like when we got to siding A last meeting, Alexander track earlier this year, bypass earlier this year, right before we need to enter into this construction phase agreement with CSX. Just a few points on how this works commercially. CSX is not bid. So they charge us actually. So at some point, we'll finish providing the estimate cost. That will happen in the next few weeks, hopefully, and then we'll be able to sign this agreement. That's just the estimate. The charges based on actual, no profit. But our partner here, what they did at a cost. The other reality is, unlike a lot of construction agreements we come to you with, where we have competitive procurement, we have only one counterparty hospital. That's it. So that's why we're coming to you now. We're saying, hey, we're ready into this agreement. There's still a few details to be hammered out over the next coming weeks. Those are going to be done in due course, just as we've done with all of our other PSX projects so far. And so we're looking for that. Hopefully that makes sense.
So why is it an addendum?
It is an addendum because we have a master construction that sets the rules of the road for construction projects. So they're uniform across everything we do. As between us and CSX.
Mm-hmm.
When we get to a specific project, we enter into what's called the project specific addendum. It's under the umbrella of that master agreement. So it only has that project specific stuff. It's just a way to be more efficient. So instead of doing a full let's say 100-page construction agreement, we do like a 20-page addendum that has just the project specific stuff and says, okay, in this case, CSX is going to do this scope of work. They're going to procure this particular material. We're going to interact with the developer or the builder in this particular for this specific project.
So for every project, we'll have an addendum. Then.
Each project has
Currently we're working under project
authorization. Right now we're under the design phase.
design phase, and it covers early works too. But once we get beyond early works, then we're going to need to have this in place in order to be able to.
Okay. Thank you.
Looking for a vote or
Are there any other questions? If not, I would request a motion to approve authorization for the executive director to execute the Long Bridge construction phase project addendum.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Delandro. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Flowers. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you very much. So moving into item number 15. Thank you, Shirlene. We are going to move into a closed session to discuss the executive director's performance. We have an annual requirement to do that. So with that, I would request from our Madam Vice Chair to make the motion to take us into closed session, please.
I move that the board convene in a closed session. One, to move that the board convene in a closed session pursuant to Virginia Code 2.2-3711A1 for the discussion of the performance and compensation of a specific public employee of VPRA, namely the VPRA executive director's performance during performance year 2025.
Do we have a second?
Second.
You both took at the same time. Thank you, Mr. Payne. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, we will now move into a closed session and we will discuss only the matters that were included in the motion for this closed session.
Don't turn off.